And the next clipping, David Copperfield and Charles Dickens dining together. He fell upon the repast with relish, discoursing incessantly the while. I am, as you perceive, an honest hedonist, Mr. Copperfield. I take the utmost precautions not to perish of starvation, and my best friends cannot accuse me of continence. My wife once actually wrote a cookbook to do justice to my gastronomical fervours. That was before we parted, of course. A painful subject. He shook his head wryly. To be frank, Mr. Holmes, I found him a man of charm, a most convivial companion for a roistering evening, but also a man of insufferable vanity. He spoke of himself with the same inordinate relish as he did of the viands. Frequently, he fell into the preposterous habit of using the royal plural and almost always spoke in the third person. This man, he leaned forwards across the laden board and whispered dramatically, this man you see beseated before you was the very ragtag and bobtail who wouldn't have been admitted into this charming hostelry to wash the dishes had he the presumption to endeavour to find the place. A boot-black, sir, mark my words, a starveling, a little lost wraith with a familiar carousing in the Marshalsea and without 2 brass farthings to rub together in his ragged pockets. Yet there was a time when Jaspers read from a pulpit and thousands hung upon his words. You are a clergyman? I asked in amazement. Nay, he sipped his port. An actor, then? He shook his head. I once thought of the stage. 1832 it was. I was called for an audition by the manager of Covent Garden. As luck would have it, I could not go due to a heavy cold. But yes, I have been an amateur, certainly. I thought you said you were a tea planter in the Terai. I never did apprehend whether it was the port or my ingenuousness that made him laugh so uproariously. Dear lad, said he, were you to catalogue the number of professions, noble and not so noble, that have enlisted the estimable services of Anthony Jaspers, your ink would run out. Boot-black, legal assistant, newspaper reporter, minstrel, conjurer, story reader, editor, actor, philanthropist, reformer, social climber, philanderer, busybody. And you, Mr. Copperfield, what field of science or art has enjoyed the fortune of your service?